You've thought enough. You've planned enough. You've waited long enough. This audiobook is about movement, not motivation. It's about doing what matters, even when your mind screams for comfort. Overthinking is the enemy of progress. Execution is the cure. From this moment on, your new identity is simple. You do what needs to be done, no noise, no excuses, no hesitation. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Stop thinking. Start moving. Overthinking is the silent killer of momentum. You think you're preparing. You think you're planning. But really you're stalling. Overthinking is just fear wearing a smart disguise. It makes you believe you're being careful, when in truth, you're being controlled. You have a choice. You can sit in your head, analyzing every possible outcome. Or you can move, imperfectly, boldly, and now. That's the key. Movement beats mastery. Progress beats perfection. Winners act first, adjust later. They don't wait for certainty. They create it through motion. You don't need another plan. You don't need another opinion. You need action. Because thinking without execution is self-sabotage in disguise. You don't need their permission. You don't need approval. The world rewards motion, not hesitation. One small step destroys fear faster than 1,000 thoughts ever will. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop thinking. Start moving. Because every step forward kills fear and builds you into the person who does. You've faced your hesitation. Now, let's face the next enemy, your emotions. Chapter 2. Action creates clarity. You don't need clarity to start, you start to get clarity. That's the truth most people never learn. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect feeling. But clarity doesn't come from sitting still. Clarity comes from doing. You have a choice. You can think in circles, or you can move in lines. The mind clears when the body moves. Motion creates perspective. When you act, the fog lifts piece by piece, step by step. That's the key. A writer doesn't wait for inspiration, he writes. And through the act of writing, he finds his rhythm. He finds his message. He finds himself. That's how clarity works, through motion, not meditation. You don't need to see the entire path. You only need to take the first step. Direction isn't found in your mind. Direction is built by movement. Clarity comes from doing. That's your anchor. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for a sign, move. Even small action brings feedback, and feedback builds focus. The still mind confuses itself. The active mind sharpens itself. Every step teaches, every mistake informs. That's how you learn what's real. The world doesn't reward thinkers, it rewards doers who learn through motion. You don't need the full map. You just need movement. Because action reveals what thinking conceals. Clarity comes from doing. Direction is built, not found. And every time you move, you see a little further. You've started building clarity through motion. Now, it's time to build consistency through discipline. Chapter 3. Discipline over motivation. Motivation fades, discipline remains. That's the truth no one wants to hear. Motivation is emotion. Discipline is identity. Motivation depends on how you feel. Discipline depends on who you are. You have a choice. You can chase motivation, or you can build discipline. One makes you excited for a day. The other makes you unstoppable for life. That's the key. Motivation is loud. Discipline is quiet. Motivation starts things. Discipline finishes them. The athlete trains when he's tired. The entrepreneur works when he's uninspired. Because they understand this law. You don't act because you feel like it. You act because you said you would. You don't need to feel ready. You need to be ready because you've trained to act. That's what separates the average from the exceptional. Motivation asks for comfort. Discipline demands consistency. Every time you follow through, You teach your mind a lesson. We act no matter what. That's how identity is built, through repetition, not emotion. The more you do, the less you debate. And when the debate dies, freedom begins. So stop waiting for the right moment. Stop chasing energy. Stop looking for inspiration. Be the person who moves when it's hard, who works when no one's watching, who executes when others hesitate. Don't wait to feel ready. Be ready because you've trained to act. That's how discipline replaces emotion forever. You've learned to move without feeling like it. Now, let's master the next level of control. Chapter 4. Your feelings are not commands. You don't need to feel good to do good work. Let that sink in. Your feelings are not facts. Your emotions are not orders. You are not a slave to your mood. You are the master of your mind. That's the key. Most people wait until they feel right before they act, and that's why they never move. They let emotion control execution. But winners don't ask, "Do I feel like it?" They ask, "What needs to be done?" Then they do it, every time. You have a choice. You can obey your feelings or follow your discipline. One keeps you stuck, the other moves you forward. Feelings mislead, action realigns. When you move, your mood shifts. When you wait, your weakness grows. Successful people don't avoid discomfort, they act through it. The soldier doesn't wait for comfort, he moves through pain. The leader doesn't wait for certainty, she decides through doubt. That's what separates the powerful from the passive. You don't need to feel confident to show up. You don't need to feel inspired to begin. You just need to move. Because emotion follows motion, not the other way around. Remember this line: feelings pass, discipline stays. The tired feeling passes, the doubt passes, the fear passes. But your discipline? It stays, it strengthens, it defines you. So next time your feelings whisper, "Not today," respond with action. Respond with strength. Respond with identity. You've learned to silence emotion with motion. Now, let's destroy the next enemy of progress: hesitation. Chapter 5. The enemy is delay. Every second of hesitation steals momentum. Every pause feeds fear. Delay is not harmless, it's deadly. It looks small, but it multiplies. Delay grows into doubt. And doubt kills execution. You have a choice. You can act fast and build momentum, or you can wait and build excuses. That's the key. Momentum is a living thing, it dies the moment you hesitate. One postponed task becomes guilt. That guilt becomes pressure. That pressure becomes paralysis. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow is just another word for never. Winners know this. Speed matters. They move before the mind has time to argue. Every delay is a deal you make with weakness. Every time you hesitate, you give fear another breath. You don't need to think more, you need to decide faster. Decide, move, adjust later. The world rewards speed, not perfection. You don't need their approval. You don't need perfect timing. You need action now. Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets. And the harder it gets, the less likely you'll start. So kill delay before it kills your drive. Delay nothing. Decide now. Move now. That's how you break the cycle of hesitation forever. You've defeated delay. Now it's time to face another illusion. Chapter 6. Perfection is a lie. Perfection is just another word for fear. It hides behind good intentions. It whispers, "Wait until it's perfect." But what it really means is, "I'm afraid to start." That's the truth. Perfection doesn't protect you, it paralyzes you. It makes you polish, plan, and pause while the world moves forward. You have a choice: chase perfection or create progress. That's the key. Trying to be perfect stops progress. You don't grow by waiting, you grow by doing. Every skill, every success, every masterpiece began as a mess. The first version of anything great was awkward, ugly, and unfinished. The writer's first page was weak. The speaker's first talk was rough. The builder's first wall was uneven. But they kept moving. You don't need perfect conditions, you need motion. You don't need flawless work, you need consistent effort. Because every imperfect action teaches you something. Every failure becomes feedback. And feedback becomes mastery. Progress over perfection. That's your mantra. Every imperfect step counts. Each small move is a brick in your foundation. You don't need to look perfect, you need to become powerful. Stop waiting for approval. Stop chasing the illusion of flawless. Start embracing the truth of movement. Perfection is a prison. Progress is freedom. So keep moving forward, messy, real, and relentless. Progress over perfection. Every imperfect step counts. You've learned to move through imperfection. Now, it's time to protect what matters most, your focus. Chapter 7. Silence the noise, protect your focus. Distraction destroys discipline faster than failure ever could. That's not an exaggeration, that's reality. The modern world feeds on your attention. Every ping, every scroll, every meaningless update steals a piece of your power. And if you don't guard your focus, you lose control of your mind. You have a choice. You can live in reaction, or you can live in control. You can let noise dictate your day, or you can silence it and move with purpose. That's the key. Constant stimulation weakens your attention muscle. Every time you reach for your phone, you trade focus for fragments. You start the day sharp, but by noon, your mind is scattered, chasing everything, achieving nothing. Focus is not automatic, it's trained, it's earned. Focus is the new superpower. The truth is simple, the more noise you consume, the less power you have. Your phone, your inbox, your endless feeds, they're all thieves disguised as entertainment. So cut them off. Turn off notifications. Ignore opinions. Protect your mental space like sacred ground. You don't need more information, you need more concentration. You don't need to know what everyone else is doing, you need to know what you are doing. The mind thrives in silence. That's where clarity lives, that's where strength grows. Silence the noise, protect your focus, win your mind. Because the one who controls attention controls everything. You've learned to guard your focus from the world's noise. Now, it's time to build unstoppable strength through daily repetition. Chapter 8. Consistency builds power. Small daily actions compound into unstoppable strength. That's the secret most people miss. They wait for breakthroughs, for sudden inspiration, for radical change. But greatness is never born in a moment. Greatness is carved in repetition. You have a choice. You can chase intensity, or you can embrace consistency. One burst of effort is forgotten. Daily effort builds identity. That's the key. Habits carve who you are. One page a day becomes a book. One workout a day becomes a body. One small decision every day becomes unshakable discipline. It's not dramatic, it's unstoppable. Consistency beats intensity, every day counts. Miss a day and you slow progress. Miss a week and you lose momentum. Keep showing up, keep acting, keep building. Even tiny actions add up over time. You don't need perfection to win, you need persistence. You don't need heroic effort, you need habitual effort. Slow, steady, relentless, that's how power compounds. Every small step is a brick in the foundation of mastery. Consistency is your weapon, repetition is your forge. Every day you show up, you grow stronger, sharper, and more capable. Consistency beats intensity. Every day counts. You've learned the secret of compounding power. Now, it's time to focus on what truly drives progress: your effort over outcomes. Chapter 9. Detach from results, obsess over effort. Focus on what you can control: your effort, not the outcome. That's the foundation of true discipline. Most people tie their emotions to results. They celebrate wins, they despair in losses, they chase validation. But outcomes are often outside your control. Your effort is always in your hands. You have a choice. You can obsess over results and feel powerless, or you can obsess over execution and feel unstoppable. That's the key. The need for quick results creates chaos. It breeds anxiety, frustration, and burnout. It steals your energy and weakens your mind. The disciplined soldier doesn't think about victory, he thinks about movement, about strategy, about action. He focuses on every step, every decision, every motion. He obsesses over effort and victory follows. Detach from outcome. Master your effort. Your attention to execution shapes your results more than luck ever could. You don't need immediate proof, you need persistence. You don't need validation, you need action. Every time you obsess over the process, not the applause, you grow stronger, sharper, and more capable. You don't react to wins or losses, you respond with focus and effort. Detach from outcome, master your effort. That's how discipline becomes unstoppable. You've learned to control what matters most: your action. Now, it's time to become the person who executes without hesitation. Chapter 10. Become the person who acts. Don't chase success, become the type of person who naturally executes. That's the ultimate secret to unstoppable progress. Success is a byproduct of identity, not ambition. When you see yourself as the person who acts, hesitation disappears. You no longer debate with delay, you no longer negotiate with fear. You have a choice. You can wait for motivation, or you can embody action. You can be the person who hesitates, or you can be the person who moves. That's the key. The disciplined individual doesn't ask, "Do I feel ready?" He doesn't wait for inspiration or approval. He acts because acting is who he is. Every step, every task, every challenge, he meets it instantly, calmly, without question. You are the one who acts always, instantly, calmly. Not sometimes, not when convenient. Always, instantly, calmly. Every time you act without hesitation, you reinforce your identity. Every small decision becomes proof of who you are. Momentum becomes effortless. Fear loses its grip. Success becomes inevitable. You don't need more motivation, you don't need luck. You need to become the person who executes. You are the one who acts always, instantly, calmly. You've completed the journey from thought to motion, from hesitation to discipline, from overthinking to unstoppable action. Now it's your life. Move like it. Be the one who acts every single day. You've learned the truth. Thinking is easy, acting is rare. And that's why doers win. From now on, your mission is not to think about change, it's to move toward it every single day. You don't need a plan, you need motion. You don't need motivation, you need momentum. You don't need more time, you need to start now. So take the next step. Right now. Because the life you want doesn't wait for thought, it responds to action. Think less. Act more. That's the discipline of doing.